Full-blown midnight political drama took place in Pakistan. After a month-long tussle, Imran Khan has now officially been sacked as the Prime Minister of Pakistan. Voting was held on the no-trust vote against Khan. The National Assembly passed the no-confidence motion with 174 votes. That makes Imran Khan the first Pakistani Prime Minister to be voted out like this. PTI members staged a protest outside the assembly while the voting was underway. Pakistan National Assembly Speaker and his deputy resigned just before the voting started. PMLN leader Maryam Nawaz Sharif reacted to the vote and said Pakistan's nightmare is over. The National Assembly is now scheduled to meet again on Monday and to elect the new PM of the country. The nomination of that is supposed to be finishing by about 4 p.m. And according to reports, Imran Khan vacated the Prime Minister's official residence minutes before he lost the crucial vote.
174 members have recorded their votes in favor of the resolution. Consequently, the resolution for vote of no confidence against Mr. Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, has been passed by a majority of the total membership of the National Assembly. प्लीज तशरीफ रखें ऑर्डर इन द हाउस। आज पाकिस्तान की अपोजिशन के सारे कायदीन यहाँ बैठे हैं और शिद्दत से मियां नवाज शरीफ साहब की कमी महसूस हो रही है।
मैं आज ये फैसला करता हूँ और मैंने फैसला किया है कि मैं स्पीकर के ओहदे पे मजीद नहीं रह सकता और मैं अपने ओहदे से इस्तीफा देता हूँ। मैंने अपनी ज़िंदगी का बहुत लंबा अरसा अपने लीडर इमरान खान के साथ गुजारा। 26 साल से मैं उसके साथ रहा। मैं स्टूडेंट लाइफ से, जब मैं स्टूडेंट था उस वक्त मैंने तहरीक इंसाफ ज्वाइन की और उस वक्त जब मैं शौकत खानम कैंपेन चली थी मैं उस वक्त उसके साथ था। मैं चूँकि इस वक्त एक कौमी फरीज़ा है और सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक फैसला है, इसको मनोअन तस्लीम करते हुए उसकी जो प्रोसीजर है उसको आगे बढ़ाते हुए मैं जो पैनल ऑफ चेयरमैन है आया सादिक साहब वो बाकी इजलास वो चलाएगा और जो इसकी लीगल वो उसके मुताबिक करेगा।
इस शेर के साथ मैं अपनी बात ख़त्म करूंगा कि जब अपना काफिला अज़्म यकीन से निकलेगा आप और मुस्कुराएं, इसलिए कि मुस्कुराने के दिन है ये आज। जब अपना काफिला अज़्म यकीन से निकलेगा, जहाँ से चाहेंगे रास्ता वहीं से निकलेगा। वतन की मट्टी मुझे एड़ियाँ रगड़ने दे, मुझे यकीन है चश्मा यहीं से निकलेगा।
मैं सर दिसंबर से मुस्कुरा रहा हूँ, फिर मैं फरवरी में भी मुस्कुराता ही रहा और मैं कहता था कुछ बड़ा होने वाला है।
हमने सिलेक्टेड करार दे दिया था और जो गैर जमहूरी बोझ ये मुल्क 3 साल से उठा रहा था, आज 10th April 2022 वेलकम बैक टू पुराना पाकिस्तान।
So what happened last night? The midnight high-octane drama ended Imran Khan's government after a month-long battle. The Pakistan National Assembly will now convene on Monday again to elect the next Prime Minister of the country. Here's the report now of what exactly led and how Imran Khan's exit from the Prime Minister's position. Take a look. Rumour of sacking mighty Pakistani Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa. Prisoner vans outside the Parliament. Prime Minister sacked. Pakistani Awam witnessing one of the most dramatic nights in their country's history. The chain reaction started during the day after the assembly session commenced. But the political mayhem peaked after dusk. United opposition demanded a trust vote by 8 p.m. But it did not take place. The clock was ticking, running a lot faster for Khan and his government. According to Supreme Court's order, no confidence vote was mandatory before midnight, otherwise Khan would face consequences. The next big development came from the Supreme Court. The Chief Justice instructed relevant officials of the top court to open the doors at midnight. Embattled Prime Minister Imran Khan held a key meeting with his cabinet, but nothing much could be done. Meanwhile, rumors started that Imran Khan is planning to sack the Pakistani Army Chief General Bajwa. But Imran Khan was fast enough to put the rumor to rest. Khan, who had no chance to survive the motions, said he will fight till the end. Security was beefed up. Prisoner vans were called. For once it looked that Khan might be arrested. The petition was filed in the High Court to stop Imran Khan, Shah Mahmood Qureshi and Fawad Chaudhry from leaving the country. Around midnight, the final leg of the political tamasha began. Just ahead of the vote, Assembly Speaker and his deputy resigned. Opposition party leader Ayaz Sadiq to preside the Assembly session. Imran's loyal lieutenant Fawad Chaudhry also knew the time was up for Khan, and he was correct. Khan became the first Prime Minister of Pakistan to be voted out. National Assembly passing a no-confidence motion with 174 votes.
Consequently, the resolution for vote of no confidence against Mr. Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, has been passed by a majority of the total membership of the National Assembly.
Shehbaz Sharif, who is likely to be the next Prime Minister of Pakistan, expressed his thanks to the members.
शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं कि अल्लाह ताला के फजल करम से उनकी जद्दोजहद, उनकी कुर्बानियाँ आज रंग लाई हैं और आज दोबारा पाकिस्तान के अंदर आइन और कानून का पाकिस्तान दोबारा बना चाहता है इंशाअल्लाह ताला।
PPP chairperson Bilawal Bhutto Zardari welcomed the Awam to Purana Pakistan.
हमने selected करार दे दिया था और जो गैर जमहूरी बोझ ये मुल्क 3 साल से उठा रहा था, आज 10th April 2022, welcome back to Purana Pakistan.
The Pakistan National Assembly will convene tomorrow at 2 p.m. to elect the new Prime Minister of Pakistan. Imran played the last ball, as he said, but lost the most crucial innings of his political career. Bureau Report. In Ukraine, meanwhile, Russia continues to intensify its brazen attacks on Ukraine as the war has entered into 46th day now. Civilian evacuations moved forward in patches of the war-torn country, and that specifically in the eastern region, after a missile struck the Kramatorsk train station. At least 52 people reportedly killed, hundreds sustaining injuries in the deadly attack. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has demanded a tough global response to Friday's train station attack, calling it the latest example of Russian war crimes. Although Russia has denied taking any responsibility for the attack, Zelensky has said Ukraine is still continuing and ready to have any negotiations with Moscow, which have been stalled since the Bucha atrocities were discovered. Anger is growing among the residents of Shanghai in China. Most of city's 26 million residents are confined for several days now in their apartments. Listen in now to what's been happening. Locals continue to face shortage of essential items like food and medicine. China is reporting a record rise in COVID-19 cases. Shanghai specifically has reported 25,000 cases, bringing in total of current wave to past 170,000. So the outbreak has appeared to paralyze the city's supply chain and logistics, with many now only relying on government handouts of vegetables and that they can feed their families with. Health authorities are claiming cases are mild, but prompting many residents then to question, why are they being confined to their houses? Many have taken to social media complaining about no access to medicines or hospital treatment because of the lockdown. But I want you to take a look at this visual and listen in of how people are screaming, shouting while they're confined in their houses against the government lockdown.
这个是整个人的骄傲，完了终于2万人，所有人都在叫，要命了！就刚刚5分钟前头，俺叫了没几个了，现在突然之间，所有人都叫了，要死！
India rolls out the COVID boosters for all adults starting today. The precautionary dose will be now available at all private vaccination centres, and the precautionary dose will also have to be taken, remember, as the same vaccine that you may have taken before. So that will be perhaps most important. Now, according to the guidelines that have been issued by the central government, it will be available at all private centres, but there has to be a gap of 9 months mandatory between your taking the second dose and for the booster dose. People who have recently contracted the COVID-19 disease would have to wait for at least 3 months post-recovery before they take the third dose. And just before the rollout, makers Covishield and Covaxin and Serum Institute and Bharat Biotech have slashed the prices, which means, take a look at this, vaccines will now cost 225 rupees as opposed to 600 or 1,200 rupees earlier that were decided.
We're at one of the centres in Noida, and as you rightly heard, that this centre alone has already administered more than 200 doses from morning 8 a.m. and the vaccination drive is very much on. As you can see, that people are coming in, they are queuing in, they're getting their jabs. This after the announcement from the Government of India that private centres will be administering vaccines, and that too at a very nominal price after both Covaxin and Covishield slashed their rates. With video journalist Sachin, this is Shreya Chatterjee for India Today.
I think this is a great news announced by Government of India. The booster dose has been started for 18 plus, and we all, even each and every citizen of India, was waiting for this booster shot, because we all know the COVID vaccine, COVID immunity weans off after 6 to 9 months of primary vaccination, that is Covishield or Covaxin. And most of the population who has got vaccine in month of July, August, they are now prone to develop new infection from new variant or existing variant also. And that variant can cause disease, even complication and death also, despite we have got primary vaccination. To prevent all these complications, death and disease, Government of India has announced the booster shot, and this is a great news.
बिल्कुल इम्पोर्टेंट है और ये सबको आके लगाना चाहिए कि इससे थोड़ा फ़र्क पड़ेगा, एटमॉस्फेयर में हर चीज़ में फ़र्क पड़ेगा.
It's a precautionary dose. It's good for us. That's why we are taking immediately. जैसे ही आप
जैसे
न्यूज़ आया वैसे ही हमने आज बुक करा के ले लिया फिर.
It is very important because vaccination is the best shield against COVID, and even though it seems like COVID is fading away, it is because people are getting vaccinated. So it is incumbent that people get vaccinated and just prevent COVID and save everyone, including your family members. And I've come here to take my vaccination, and I think, yeah, it's a good